Welcome back to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. We're your hosts. I'm Randy.
I'm Mark.
And we are going to be talking about brand spanking new comics.
Spanking.
Slap it. That will be on shelves Wednesday, June 20th.
June 20th.
2018. That's, thank you. That is, flying through the month of June.
Yes.
With that. We are Excalibur Comics. We have two locations that you can find either in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's where we're at. Or Texarkana, Texas. That's where Chase and Dale are at. And you can figure out how to get to us by either going to our website, ExcaliburCCG.com, or going to our Facebook page, looking for the telephone number to call us, or looking for the map directions quest to find us. Either way, it's in this day and age shouldn't be that difficult to get there.
You would think.
Just say it. If you're not finding where the location is saying you're at that we should be at, then you've probably taken a wrong turn because your GPS is messed up.
You should have taken the left turn at Albuquerque.
Or at 49 instead of right. Because I think if you sometimes it was saying like Google or something said to the right instead of the left.
Yeah, you're right. You're going way far away.
Yep, other direction. But we're still here. Obviously, we wouldn't be making this video if we were not. Or would we? Just a cruel, cruel joke on many of you. We are still talking about the GeekCon that's happening. What days, Mark?
August 17th through the 19th.
We have tickets.
Yes, we do.
We
have tickets. How about you?
We got tickets. Yes, we do. They are Saturday tickets for $20 or weekend passes for $25.
Yes.
All sorts of great pop culture icons will be here, and there's a platoon of good artists in town as well. So,
yeah, it should be a really good show this year.
Let's get to the GeekCon. We'll see you there. You'll see us there, or you'll see us here to get the tickets.
And there. Maybe you'll see us both places.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Maybe. Roll a perception check. There are some comics to talk about this week.
Yep.
They are not
as big as what it has
what
been.
you're used to. Marvel.
Yeah, it's a little bit varied, a little variety this time.
Dark Horse Comics is like Marvel. And some of the other places. Mark's going to start us off.
Okay, well, I'm starting off with one we don't do very often. Archie Comics. Archie Super Teens versus the Crusaders, number 1. Ian Flynn, Kelsey Shannon, David Williams, creative teams. Riverdale High's new substitute teacher is very odd. Snubbed by the scientific community, he plans his revenge on the students of Riverdale High, of course. It's going to take a team of people with some mighty powers to stop him. Archie Comics' two most renowned superhero teams are going to meet up for the first time in this special mini-series. Doesn't say how many issues it is, it just says number 1, so don't know.
2?
2? I don't know. I knew about the Mighty Crusaders, but I didn't know there was another team.
Right. Well, what was it when Archie was... there were the 3 of them that were superheroes or whatever.
I didn't know they ever were.
They had something where he flew around. So that's why I was thinking the direction they were going in.
Maybe that's it.
From Dark Horse Comics, we have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 12, The Reckoning. 4-issue series. This is the first issue. Obviously. Josh Whedon and Christos Gage. I was trying to channel my inner teenager. I don't know. Teenagers even say that anymore? I don't know.
Idea.
Did they say that ever? I don't know.
I didn't.
No. I'm just like millennial teenagers
but
or
I
something.
grew up a long time ago.
Yeah, we all did.
We didn't have words back then.
just clicks and
we just grunted.
That's right. Joss Whedon and Christos Gage are the writers, and Carl Story will write the storybook art for it. Stephanie Hans going to have a pretty cover. It's 1 year later. Okay. After the events of, I guess, the last thing that happened to the
11.
characters. But I thought they already had some season 12 stuff going on.
That'll be in season 11.5.
Yeah. The lives of Buffy and the Scoobies haven't been too eventful for a while, at least as far as fighting demons and the forces of darkness are concerned. But that's all about to change when Dawn and Xander's housewarming party is interrupted by some familiar faces bringing new and familiar foes from the future. Can you say Hearth and Frey? I don't know what Hearth is. I guess I'm a bad person because I like Angel more than I like Buffy.
I like Faith. Faith was awesome.
Yeah. Just the Buffy show in general was not as
First couple
entertaining.
seasons were good, but after that,
Yeah. I don't know. So, Buffy fans, there you go.
season 12 coming at you.
Dawn and Xander.
Oh,
Xander. It's what they call themselves.
oh my gosh. Well, actually, I am going to Marvel here, I guess. This is an Infinity Countdown tie-in. Infinity Countdown Black Widow #1 from Jerry Dugan and Nicole Varela, Yasmin Putri with the cover. Given the incredibly powerful Space Stone to look after by an old friend, Black Widow has no intention of letting it fall into the wrong hands, but is even the top espionage agent in the world, ready to handle cosmic responsibility.
So I've got to ask you, Mark, as you were reading that, I was looking over at the middle box there, 5344.
Yeah.
Is that a crotch or is that a hair? Is that hair?
I mean, I'm always going to opt for crotch.
Opt for crotch. I just it's staring at you.
It is.
Hey, how you doing?
It is. It's crotchy McCrotch face.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right, Aftershock Comics. Another one we don't talk about that often.
It's true. Not often enough.
Not often
I
enough.
say.
Gives us, and now this is, usually they've had some big creative teams on a lot of their books. This is a creative team that's not a very well-known one as far as I know. Lost City Explorers #1, Zach Kaplan and Alvaro Sarasesca. I don't know who they are. Rafael Latour is doing the art or the cover, and I do know who he is just from his time on Daredevil. Lost cities aren't just the stuff of myths. They exist hidden right under our noses. But when a mysterious expedition is disrupted by supernatural activity, and an antiquities professor goes missing, his teenage daughter and her friends must become underground urban explorers, follow his tracks on a coming-of-age journey through subterranean tunnels.
Wow.
And ultimately find the Holy Grail of the Lost City, Atlantis, buried right under New York City.
It's like they wrote about my high school years.
Well, you weren't actually doing that. You were just seeing yourself do that. We'll say.
A lot of weird things.
So there's Aftershock gives some pretty good quality comics. So even if the creative team's not somebody that's familiar, still could be a very good book.
Sounds like a fun book. Moving over to Image Comics. This is Shanghai Red #1 from Christopher Sabella and Josh Hickson. Series premiere, so I guess that means it's an ongoing.
As far as I know.
Okay.
Until they decide to.
Until they, take a break. We were on a break.
They were on a break.
Red is one of hundreds shanghaied out of Portland in the late 1800s. Drugged, kidnapped, and sold to a ship's captain, she wakes up on a boat headed out to sea for years, unable to escape or even reveal who she truly is. Okay.
A woman.
It's named Red. Okay.
Dumbass.
Now she's coming back in a boat covered in blood to find her family and track down the men responsible for stealing her life out from under her. Sounds like she already took care of them if the ship's covered in blood. But,
there's always one more man.
Always one more.
That's the whole thing with Parker. There was always one more. Now this here may be something up for debate. Is it? I've always said Titan Comics. Is it Titan?
Titan.
Is it Titan? I thought I heard someone at one point in time say Titan. I was like
stupid.
well, there was the old Renaissance artist whose name looked like Titan but was Titian. So I don't know.
It's Titan.
That's what I always call it. That's what I'm going to continue calling it. Titan Comics brings us a new Tank Girl series. This one is Tank Girl All Stars. First of 4 issues. Alan Martin writes. Brett Parson and the famous Various are on the level on board for the art. And
On board.
All
Captain
aboard.
Storm.
This is an anthology of stories from creators old and new, celebrating the 30th anniversary of Tank Girl.
Wow.
30
Really?
years old.
Good Lord.
At last, it can be told. In this 30th anniversary anthology, we finally reveal the biggest secret in comic history. Biggest secret? How
Biggest
Tank
secret.
Girl got her tank. The origin story to end all origin stories. I
They
didn't
say so.
know that was the biggest secret.
I did not either. But, you know, in their mind, it's fine.
Sure.
Whatever they want to believe. It's
Sure.
okay. Oh, the biggie for the week. This is actually is a big one. From Marvel again. This is Tony Stark Iron Man #1. Dan Slott and Valerio Skeety. Skeety.
I don't
Scooty?
know. I just like to believe it is shitty.
I think it's shitty because you can always say it's shitty art,
Yes.
but it actually means good in that case. From the cusp of tomorrow's dreams to the forefront of imagination, one man always soars on the cutting edge of adventure. You know his name. Tony Stark is Iron Man. And Iron Man is an idea. Always changing, always evolving. An idea without limit. So this is Dan Slott taking over after Bendis. And we'll see where he goes with it.
Yeah. Especially after the ending to Bendis run on
Yeah, that
Iron
was
Man.
a very odd last page.
Is that something that's going to continue into this? Probably. Who knows?
We don't know. They usually wind up getting rid of all of Bendis' stuff once he leaves the book. So
Bendis is very
Who
good about
knows?
putting everything back together how it was, but that was a big monkey wrench.
that was an odd, yes, very
There.
odd.
Still don't know how to
Especially
feel
given
about
the
that.
Doctor Strange #1. I mean, I just don't know how it ties all together.
I don't know if that or the end of Thor #1 was more confusing to me. Because
Yeah.
that Thor thing was weird.
It was
It was a thing.
Jason Aaron.
It's
That's all I
Jason
can
Aaron.
say.
All right, those are the new books hitting the shelf. We will have many other comics.
Yes.
Just not a lot of
Lots and
the
lots.
big named companies putting out #1s here. So we finally get to kind of highlight some of the smaller stuff.
Yep.
Now on to our segment in which we talk about books that are old, books that are new, and I'm about to burp there.
Books that are borrowed, books that are blue.
Yeah. I need to borrow something, Riggs.
Riggs.
Your hat. Give me your hat.
Can you borrow me $1, Spence?
I'll gladly pay you today for a for a hamburger tomorrow. He doesn't know how to say it. So I'll let you start off with your
Okay.
old.
My old. Okay, this was a little. This was one of the issues that Marvel. I'm doing Marvel again. I swear to God, I'm going to do different ones, but I'm just
Swear to God.
swear to. This is my familiar. You know, this is my wheelhouse when I was growing up. In like 1984, Marvel did 1 month called all the main editors were out in California in a big meeting and all that, and so they had an assistant editors month, and some wacky stuff happened in the comics that month because the assistant editors were in charge. The inmates were in charge of the asylum, so to speak. So this is the Avengers issue from that month. This is Avengers number 239 with all their little backwards facing heads there instead of frontward facing heads. And then note the little DC mock-up logo there. You know?
No, sure enough.
Yeah, even with the little checkerboard on top.
Yeah.
This is the Avengers being on David Letterman, who was king of everything back in 1984. This is Roger Stern's part of Roger Stern's run. Al Milgrom and Joe Sennett on the art. Wonder Man agent books him on David Letterman, and Letterman wants all the Avengers on there. So the Avengers happen to be away on a mission. Hawkeye and Mockingbird had just gotten married. They came back to the mansion. I guess Wonder Man contacts them, and Hawkeye contacts the Vision to see if he can get some other Avengers there. So they wind up getting a bunch of reserves. Black Panther, Black Widow, the Beast, who had just formed his Defenders team, are on there. And of course Wonder Man, Hawkeye, and Mockingbird. And a guy sees a commercial for the Avengers being on Letterman, and he's like a mechanic. Nobody. He's got a weird little nobody name. And he decides he wants to defeat the Avengers, so he rigs up all this stuff at the studio to go off, and laser beams into cameras and all this wacky stuff. And anyway, David Letterman and the Avengers wind up defeating him. But it's a very wacky, funny story, and it's good stuff. It was one of those enjoyable issues. I may do more of these assistant editors month down the line, because they were all pretty enjoyable.
I know how much you like the dynamics with Beast and Wonder Man.
Yes.
Good stuff there.
The bromance there is very cool.
So who was the artist on it?
Al Milgrom.
Al Milgrom. Oh, okay.
And Joe Sennett doing the ink.
Okay.
Inks.
And Roger Stern did some great stuff.
Yes, he really did. He was very prolific and did some very, very good stories in the 80s, especially.
Yeah. For me, with the new, I'm going with Ether #1. I chose the very cool Paul Pope cover.
But you can take either one.
Either or.
Either cover.
Either or. This is the second part. There was a first 5-issue series here. This second part, Matt Kent and David Rubin. David Rubin's another one of those very European style with his art, but it's one that I enjoy. It makes for a very unique storytelling with it. But what's happened is that there's this guy, Boone Diaz, and Boone is a scientist who somehow, I don't remember how he originally first discovers the ether, but it's this magical realm, and his whole thing is that magic doesn't really exist, that science can't explain it, and so he's kind of become this hero in this magical realm because he is using science to solve all these unsolvable mysteries. So you flash forward to this series. He is quested to go back to the ether realm and close up these holes that are appearing around, I guess, the world, where the ether's bleeding over into it, and these copper golems are getting released into our world. And if that continues to happen, it's going to be something that will destroy Earth. So he's got his baboon gatekeeper friend that he guards the ether, that comes along to help out this fairy that's going to help out. There's a lot of very, I don't know, you would think a late night of throwing ideas at each other while getting very other-minded might come up with some of those ideas.
Saying maybe like 4:20 in the morning.
Yes, at 4:20 in the morning would be a great time to talk about this and to come up with this. But the two things that are really cool concepts with the ether is that while he's there, time passes differently. So it can be weeks, and they're passing on Earth, and he's only been there for a couple of days and whatnot. And really his only reason for leaving is he can't bring food with him, and he's unable to eat the food there, so he has to come back to Earth to eat. The other thing is, it's actually pretty controversial right now with everything that's been happening, is that the only way to enter into the ether is to get into this frame of mind in which you are ready to kill yourself. It's the way the chemicals that are released in the brain allow the ether to open, and so he does so by hanging himself. And so, not the most appropriate time to have the story like that, but it's there, and this was, that happens, and this happens all the time. So,
okay.
But very cool series so far. It's going to be, Ruben doing the main cover throughout, and they'll have variant covers by different artists. I think Sinkavitz is doing a cover for the next one.
He's doing a cover for everything these days.
He is.
Very busy man these days.
And this is another 5-issue series here. I don't know how many they plan to do, but even though this has ties to the first series, you can easily pick up this one and read it without having to have read the other. They sum it up very quickly.
Okay.
So,
very cool.
Got her old with the Avengers, what was it, 239?
239.
And the new with Ether #1. On to just a little bit of comic book news. Big announcement from DC.
Yes.
You're welcome to mention that.
Jeff Johns stepping down from his position, co-publisher, I guess it was, with Bandidio. Jim Lee sliding into that position there. Jeff Johns starting his own studio, but also continuing and to work a little bit with the movies and being freed up to write more comics, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
The one thing I did read about him, a Shazam series should be in the fall sometime.
There's the 3 Jokers.
Yeah, the 3 Jokers.
Jason Fabok.
Yep.
And there was a third one because there were 3 books they mentioned.
Yeah, and I don't remember what the third one was.
So,
but yes.
So there, Jeff Johns has, I guess, missed writing and is wanting to do so again.
And
maybe
we've kind of missed him writing.
Maybe he just needed a break there from it.
Could be.
But this also allows him to explore writing and producing movies a lot more as well. And
they've got the Jeff Johns, Bendis, and Scott Snyder, man. That's 3 huge names writing for DC right now.
3 of the biggest writing names there in the business.
Pretty incredible.
So that's If they had Jonathan Hickman come
on board. Oh my gosh!
I mean, that's Marvel was doing that for a bit when they had Brubaker and Hickman and Bendis and all these guys over there.
Now DC's returning the favor.
Yeah, so. And plus DC's, bringing in all the heavyweights with the artists as well.
Yeah.
So, still continuing to try to pair like Dream Team combinations with that. So, lots of goodness.
Yeah. There should be a lot of good stuff coming out from DC in the next couple of years with all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had read somewhere, a rumor has it that Bendis may be doing a Question. Series here down the road
is right up his alley.
Yeah, so that should be pretty awesome.
I know people probably want it to be Ben's fans. What's his name? Whichever the question, but I really liked Rucka's progression of Montoya to the Question.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Wish they had done something more with it.
Well, maybe that'll be. Who knows? We won't know until it comes out. So.
Yeah.
A lot of big Conan news if you're a Conan fan like I am. Conan's coming back to Marvel in 2019. They're launching 3 series from 3 different eras of Conan's life. I'm assuming Young Conan, Regular Conan, and King Conan. And they just solicited, not Conan O'Brien, or maybe it is, I don't know. No, but they showed the first reprint they're doing is going to be an omnibus that's going to cover issues 1 through 26, all the Barry Smith stuff, some extra bonus material from Savage Sword and things like that. So very, very cool stuff coming from that property. I'm very excited about it because that was like one of my favorite books and characters growing up, so it still is. So a little tidbit out there for you fans of Conan.
And just if you want to see all the craziness unfolding with Stan Lee right now.
Oh man, that is some crazy stuff.
He apparently is out of the
clutches
of his caretaker / manager / whatever else he was, a handler, and so that's good news. I've seen a couple of places that you can probably just Google and see kind of the timeline that they have of all of this stuff.
Bleeding Cool has covered it pretty well, but bottom line, Stan's with his family, his daughter, and his lawyer is taking care of things from here, I guess, for him. So he seems to be in better hands now.
Yeah,
and that's very good news. But we'll see how it goes from here with him, and hopefully all goes well for him.
very hopeful that that will, because I mean, in the last years of his life, you would hope that he'd be able to be there with his family and
Sure.
not just like held all away from him like he was being.
Yeah, he was pretty much shunted off and locked away.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
I'll bring you out of your cage so that you can go sign some things and make some money, and then I'll put you back in the cage.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be from the outside. So.
Right. Who knows if there's going to be something else? But right now, that's the story being painted. So, couple of comic things. There's that's some really good comic book news. We have tons of Conan fans, so that's going to be just huge.
It is. I'm glad he's going back to Marvel.
And there are just a massive amount of Jeff Johns fans. So that's just good news all around. People have been asking for the Shazam comic for quite some time now.
Yes.
And
looks like it's finally going to happen here pretty soon.
It's finally there. And then the question from New 52, where they mentioned 3 Jokers.
Yes.
They're going to finally
that's going to be addressed
what that is.
That should be very cool.
I still want Alfred Pennyworth to be a Joker. I think that would just be the craziest thing there.
That would be.
That would make Death of the Family even better, where Alfred gets his hand cut off. He cut his own hand off. That would just be awesome. So you got in the comments below here, make sure you tell us about the comics that you're going to be picking up this week. The number ones. Have you read either? What do you think about the Stern Avengers, or this issue in particular?
Nice lengthy run he had there.
Yeah.
He did some very, very iconic stories during that run.
He was the Masters of Evil one too, wasn't he? Because
he was
a pretty amazing run. The Return of Jean Grey. There's a lot of stuff there.
Yep.
So, and remember to like, share, subscribe to the video, and talk to us. Or help remind us what the other book is that Johns is doing there.
Yeah.
Just how excited you are here. Rank it there, 1 to 10. How excited are you for Just Johns? So beyond that, anything else to add?
I believe that was it. I think that covers everything.
Oh, okay, cool. We are Excalibur Comics. This is Comics.
Anything to add, Riggs?
Okay. Nope.
Conan O'Brien.
For some reason. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games in Shreveport, Louisiana, and Texarkana, Texas. And
once again, it's a late night TV host tie-in thing with the show.
Conan O'Brien.
There's some kind of Seinfeld tie-in thing on every one of these night shows.
You can visit us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com, or Facebook page. Make sure you do that. Get in touch with us about books you're wanting to pre-order, or just update your pull list.
Yep.
Or start a pull list.
Start a pull list. By all means. If you have not done so.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
So, until next time, read great comics, comment on the video below, and we'll see you next week.